Hello, and welcome to this course on dealing with trauma. Experiencing trauma can deeply challenge a person's faith and beliefs. It's natural to search for meaning, question why bad things happen, and wonder how a loving God can exist in the midst of pain. Many individuals struggle with thoughts like, "Why did God let this happen to me?" Or, "Is God punishing me?" These thoughts can leave people feeling disconnected from their faith, which is often a source of strength and comfort. This chapter will explore how individuals can reconcile their faith with trauma in healthy and constructive ways. Instead of seeing trauma as something inflicted by God, we will look at alternative perspectives, such as understanding trauma as a part of the natural chaos in the world, the result of human choices, or even opportunities for growth and resilience. We will also explore how individuals around the world integrate faith and healing. Religious or spiritual beliefs often provide a framework for making sense of the world. However, when trauma occurs, it can shatter that framework, leading to confusion, doubt, or feelings of abandonment by God. It's important to remember that traumatic events are not punishments or signs of God's disfavor. Instead, they are part of the human experience in an imperfect world. Here are several ways to approach trauma within a faith-based perspective. 1. Random events in an imperfect world. Chaos of a fallen world. Many religious traditions, including Christianity, teach that the world is imperfect and fallen, meaning that chaos, suffering, and evil exist as part of life. Trauma may simply be the result of living in this unpredictable world, rather than something directed at you personally. Natural disasters and accidents. Some events, such as natural disasters or accidents, are random and beyond human control. They are not punishments from God, but part of the natural order of the universe. What this perspective offers. This understanding can relieve feelings of guilt or blame. Rather than seeing suffering as a divine punishment, it can be viewed as a part of life's unpredictability. 2. The choices of others. Human free will. Many faiths emphasize the concept of free will, the idea that humans are given the freedom to make their own choices, for better or for worse. Traumatic experiences, especially those involving harm from others, are often the result of someone else's choices, not God's will. Separating God from human actions. It's essential to recognize that the hurtful actions of others are not a reflection of God's will or character. God does not cause or condone harm, but people are free to make choices, sometimes causing pain to others. What this perspective offers. This helps individuals move away from blaming God for human behavior and instead focus on healing from the wrongs that others have done. 3. Opportunities for growth and resilience. Trauma as a lesson. In many faith traditions, suffering and hardship are seen as opportunities for personal and spiritual growth. This doesn't mean that the trauma was good, but that something meaningful can come from it. This perspective focuses on finding strength, resilience, and even compassion through adversity. A chance to rely on faith. For some, trauma becomes an invitation to deepen their relationship with God. Difficult moments may push individuals to rely more on their faith, trusting in God's love and guidance to navigate the challenges they face. What this perspective offers. Viewing trauma as a teacher or catalyst for growth can help people find purpose and meaning in their healing journey. It can provide a sense of hope and direction. 4. A loving God and the role of faith in healing. God's presence in suffering. Rather than seeing God as distant or punitive, many religious traditions teach that God is present in times of suffering, offering comfort, strength, and support. The belief that God shares in human suffering can provide solace during difficult times. The power of prayer and community. Faith communities can play a significant role in the healing process. Prayer, rituals, and the support of religious leaders or fellow believers can create a sense of belonging and remind individuals that they are not alone. What this perspective offers. This perspective helps individuals reconnect with their faith by seeing God as a source of love, comfort, and healing, rather than the cause of their trauma. Different faith traditions around the world offer unique approaches to reconciling trauma and spirituality. Here are a few perspectives. Buddhism. In Buddhist teachings, suffering dukkha is seen as an inherent part of life, and acceptance is key to overcoming it. Trauma is not viewed as something caused by external forces, but as an opportunity to practice mindfulness, compassion, and detachment from suffering. Islam. In Islam, there is a belief in trusting God's plan, tawakkul, and accepting both good and bad events as part of divine wisdom. Suffering is seen as a test of faith, and patience, sabr, is encouraged as a way to grow closer to God. Hinduism. Hindu teachings often see trauma and suffering through the lens of karma, the idea that actions, whether from this life or a past one, have consequences. However, suffering is also seen as a path toward spiritual liberation, moksha. Christianity. In Christianity, the concept of redemption through suffering is central. The belief that God can bring good out of evil, Romans 8:28, offers hope to many Christians dealing with trauma. These global perspectives provide additional ways of viewing trauma within a religious or spiritual framework, offering different insights into how faith can support healing. Here are some healthier ways to think about trauma in the context of your faith. God did not cause this. Instead of seeing trauma as a punishment or an act of God, understand it as a result of living in an imperfect world or the choices of others. God is present in your healing. Even in the hardest times, you can find comfort in knowing that God is with you, offering strength and hope as you navigate recovery. You can grow through this. Trauma, though painful, can be a pathway to growth, resilience, and a deeper faith. Seek support through your faith community. Lean on your faith community, religious leaders, and spiritual practices to find comfort and connection. Consolidating trauma and faith can be difficult, but it is possible to maintain a healthy, loving relationship with your beliefs while processing what has happened. By shifting from thoughts of, God has done this to me, to understanding trauma as part of the chaos of life, the choices of others, or an opportunity for growth, you can find peace and healing. Remember that your faith can be a source of strength, comfort, and resilience as you continue to move forward. Faith is not about having all the answers, but about trusting in the presence of hope, love, and healing, even in the midst of pain. These videos are made possible thanks to our amazing sponsors. Meet anyone for anything on the Introducer app. Whether you're looking for friends, romance, or something in between, Introducer has you covered. Download for free today. Experience a new heaven and a new earth in a virtual paradise and global community. Church has never looked like this. Your contribution can bring Earth 2.0 to life. Finally, if you'd prefer to watch these videos without ads, visit our mental wellness hub on the Happy app. Click the links in the description. Finally, although this course was free for you, it was not free to get it to you. Please consider giving a small donation to help spread these courses around the world to those most in need. The link is in the description. See you in the next lesson.